It's the Dark Diva, Miss Bree, and thank you for joining me today. We're doing an extended video for my YouTube channel, and I'll have access from my Facebook and my Twitter and in my Instagram feeds. So sit back and enjoy. What we're working on right now, and I'll be going through. I'm making these. I'm also doing short video for Instagram out of this as well. But what I'm doing is some Valentine's Day drinks. Whenever you're going to celebrate with your significant other or just yourself. I admit sometimes I think Valentine's for me is a lot of fun, and it's quiet. Usually I get something nice. I'll either get some lamb chops or sometimes a Cornish game hen, and I'll fix myself a nice dinner, some very nice drinks, and then I get my box of Kleenex and I'll sit there and watch Sleepless in Seattle and Casablanca. Old and new, great romance, a little bit of action, you're fun. And I swear I cannot watch Sleepless in Seattle without tearing up. I love that movie. And Tom Hanks, wherever you are, you're still a good guy. Anyway, what we're having so fun. Now this year I'm doing something a little different. I'm going to spend my Valentine's Day. I'm going to have dinner with my daughter and my granddaughter. So I'm very excited with that. But the interesting thing right now, we're going to talk about some drinks. So, I picked some things with a generic theme, if you will, of love, Valentine's, favorite things. So that's what led us to the one I'm drinking right now, and I made just a few minutes ago. It's the Strawberry Rose Chocolate Martini. Love and Bloom, I call it. Or Twisted Love and Bloom. If you have enough of these, I can assure you. What we did, or I, if you will, sometimes I talk to myself, so it's it's the two of us, or more. I have lots of personalities. More than you need to know, probably. I didn't say that. Sky Vodka, this is strawberry infused, and Godiva dark chocolate liqueur. You can't go wrong with dark chocolate, trust me, never. And Wild Moon rose liqueur. And again, that's an interesting thing you don't think too much about, but the rose liqueur is made in Hartford. It's botanically infused neutral grain alcohol. They actually craft it in Hartford, Connecticut, just down the road from where I live, and it's one of several that they make. I'm a big fan, I admit that, and they don't pay for anything, so I'm doing this plug because I like them. Okay, and I do want to support the craft distilling industry in Connecticut and anywhere else in New England, or anywhere else you happen to be. I'm a big proponent of the craft distilling industry because I think it's some really very interesting things. That's not to say there's no room for the mass distillers, because we get these wonderful things as well. Again, everything in its place. Certain things, if you can get a good craft distilled, I opt for that, but there's some things I don't have that option. And these work well. I found Sky to be a very nice vodka for mixing. It has a lot of different flavored versions, which I use a lot. And so the dark chocolate, I like that better. I do have some of the white chocolate liqueur. It's a creamier, and I've used that in a few drinks, but I do like the dark chocolate. And I mixed an ounce of each of these. And you can put them in the shaker with ice or in a large glass stir. Strain into a chilled martini glass. I always keep some in my freezer for emergencies. You never know when you need a chilled martini glass and you're desperate for a drink. I don't have time to wait. I've got to go now. So, quite tasty. Very much so. Now, the other thing with this you can add, because it has a nice flavor, but it's open to additions if you want. If you want to throw a few things in it. We're also going to be trying another version of it in a few minutes. As soon as I finish this, so we're going to take a short break for this. The other thing I will tell you that most of these, all of these items, at least in Connecticut and many places actually, are fairly widely distributed. In fact, I got all three of these are available at my local package store, Joe's and Fine Wine and Spirits in East Windsor, where I shop. There's also, in the larger stores, you can find all of this at one of the other stores that I shop at. Biggest distributor in Manchester, Total Wine and More. They have a number of locations around. I have been to the Manchester one, and they're very nice. Same thing at Joe's. Joe's, places that I trade, super nice. Super helpful, super nice, lots of input, feedback. So, entrust your people. Get to know if you like to make drinks or you enjoy wines and spirits, craft brews. Get to know the people at your local package store and find one. And as you get to know them, you'll find which package store is just a place to pick up stuff and run, and which one's one to talk about stuff and get some really good insights. So, something for you to think about there. So, I'll be back in just a second with our next martini as we move on down the road. And we're back. Miss Bree again with you. And we're continuing our Valentine's Day martinis, part of this video. This is one I was telling you about a moment ago, that I was going to make something a little different here. This is kind of a Connecticut-based, if you will, for the most part. Now, certain things are all around, but 3 of the 4 ingredients are made in Connecticut, craft distilled. This is called the Mystic Rose Chocolate Martini. Mystic Seaport, obviously, and the rose we'll get to in a second, but it's also has another name. You know me, I like my weird and off-the-wall kind of fun names. Why not? This is also known as a Twisted Wild Love Blooms Overboard Under the Connecticut Moon. Okay, got all that? I like them long, too. So what we have, this one is made with a shot and a half of Man Overboard Spiced rum, which I really love, made by Waypoint Spirits, craft distilled, just down the road in Bloomfield. Godiva dark chocolate liqueur. It's one of my indispensable mixers, especially for Valentine's Day. Wild Moon rose liqueur, and again, Wild Moon made down the road in Hartford, Hartford Flavor Company, and also a splash of Wild Moon lime liqueur. And it seems appropriate with the Mystic and the limeys, very popular at that time, and of course limes were used to prevent scurvy on ships. So all of that factored in. And this is really good. It's very different, and in a good way, okay? There are some things that are very different, and it's like, that's a way of saying, avoid them. No, this is different in a good way. It's an unexpected thing. And it's also, if you're tired of the gin and the vodka and you want something different in a martini, the spiced rum is really good. But with the rose and the dark chocolate, it's sweet but not super sweet. A little bit of sweetness, but it also has a little bit of, there's a bit of mystery to it when you drink it. And that's the spiced rum and the interaction with the rose. There's lots of flavors going on that, can take your palate on kind of a taste adventure, if you will. That's one way to look at it. I either like it or I don't. That's kind of the way I feel about most drinks. I can give you the fancy things, and then we'll talk about flavor profiles and all of that, which is important if you're into it. If that's not your thing, it's not your thing. You just care, do I enjoy it? Which is the essential for any drink, really. If you don't, I don't drink it just to talk about the flavor profile. I mean, I do. That's part of what I do for my business as the Dark Diva. But I also do it because I enjoy it. This is one of those things where I drink professionally. I don't try this at home. Well, go ahead. But don't try it to the extent I do. No, but I do. Drinking is my job. And I take it seriously. Fortunately, not overly seriously sometimes. I do have other things I have to do. So, far more than we need to know. Just kidding around. It's a Saturday night, having a little fun for Valentine's Day. Coming up. So, I want to try that. Again, all of the ingredients are, well, if you're in Connecticut, they're easily available, and many of them are also available around in the general area. Now, I do know Wild Moon is fairly widely distributed and growing. Waypoint, certain things are. Man Overboard, you can find a lot of places in Connecticut, and maybe some more. I haven't seen their distribution. What you can do, check on the websites. Now, Waypoint Spirits, go to drinkwaypoint.com. Okay. Wild Moon, you can go to hartfordflavorcompany.com and check them out, or you can plug in Wild Moon Liqueurs and it will take you there. Godiva, of course, you'll find anywhere. Now, I do recommend, unless you're a big chocoholic, I bought the 375 milliliters, and outside of Valentine's, I use it sparingly. I don't think I use a lot of it, unless you're, some people do. I don't. A lot of liquors are too sweet to just sit around and sip on. They're great in coffee, and making special martinis, but you can find the 375. It's a better deal, unless you just drink tons of it. In which case, okay, fine, buy the 750. So, going to enjoy this for a little bit, and I'll be back. We have one more drink for this video today, and we're going to do a mule. Love definitely has a kick. Just when you thought it was safe, I'm back. Miss Bree, the Dark Diva, with our third and final Valentine's Day drink for this video. This is called the Hot and Twisted Love Kick Mule. And let me tell you, it's got a nice kick. It's heat and sweet, but not too much of either one. It's a very nice balance. I really like this. Of course, it is made with one of my favorites. I have become basically addicted, if you will, to... This is small batch honey habanero flavored whiskey from Waypoint Spirits, which is just down the road in Bloomfield. Craft distilled in Connecticut, and this is a mainstay for my laboratory. Really love this. Shot and a half of this goes into this particular drink. Palma, a new addition to my laboratory. Pomegranate liqueur, made with pomegranate juice, vodka, and a little bit of tequila. And they don't tell me the proportions. I love all of the ingredients. It's very good. Use a half a shot of that because it is sweet. You do have to be careful not to use too much. As you know, I'm a big proponent of Q mixers. This is their ginger beer. A friend in Maine turned me on to this. Thank you, Wayne. And this is really good. I use this now on all my mules. So 3 ounces of that. And then a splash of Wild Moon lime liqueur. Wild Moon being made by Hartford Flavor Company. Again, just down the road in Hartford. I've been there. It's another one of my faves. This is an indispensable part of my laboratory. Again, this is a nice drink. It has a little bit of heat. I mean, it gives you that warmth going down, but it's not like, no, you don't have any of that. It's a bit sweet, but not like, ugh, no, none of that. It's got a very good, and I talk flavor profiles a lot, but and in this case, I think it's appropriate. It's really good. It's got the carbonation with the ginger beer and the ginger. Adds a spice note to it with the pomegranate. It's a little bit of sweetness. Takes the edge off the heat from the honey habanero, which is sweet and heat, but not much of either to the point of it just makes a very interesting drink and gives it some life. And that's what you want. You want a drink that has a little bit of energy to it, a little bit of life. It's a little different, but it's good. And I think you can't go wrong with this. Now, I don't know if this is picking up. If you hear the music in the background, that's my Pandora, one of my Pandora stations. I just leave it on for background. It's New Orleans blues, and I'm a big New Orleans fan, and I love the blues. But this is like a boogie-woogie blues. You know, I'm a lady out of time. I'm a little bit of a swing girl, but I like my rock and roll. I like my hard rock. I'm eclectic all over the place. We're going to have fun. And I talk a lot after. This is my third drink tonight on this video. I think we need to quit. God, I love my job. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us. And have fun tomorrow, Sunday. Now, I don't know when you're going to be watching this, but for me, tomorrow is Sunday. And I've been invited to join them at Waypoint Spirits to help judge a Bloody Mary competition. And so I'm going to go hang with my friends there. And again, I'm a big proponent. Now, nobody pays me for these. When I endorse an alcohol or a liquor store, nobody's paying me to do that at this point. I gotta wish they would, but you know that we're working on that. But no, this is because I actually do recommend it. I enjoy it myself. I think it's a quality product, so I would recommend it to you. I will not recommend something I don't like or don't believe in, and the same when I do a review. If I review Happy Hour, if you read my blog, I won't say anything I don't believe. I won't accept anything for those reviews. This is serious, and I do take this seriously because I'm hoping that you'll rely on what I'm telling you and try it for yourself. Now, I can't account for your taste. Everybody's tastes are different, and I do want to make that point. You may not agree with me, but I will tell you that what you're putting in is quality ingredients. Now, whether you like the way they come together, that's to the individual, and nobody can call that wrong. I like this and I don't like that. Oh, okay. Everybody's different. So, hope you've found some things you found interesting and might help you with Valentine's drinks for your favorite, for your significant other or favorite Valentine, or if you're just sitting around like me half the time on Valentine's Day. I'm by myself, but I'm having a good time. So, thank you for joining us. Be careful out there, and if you're enjoying these, drive safe. Drink responsibly. And I am serious about that because it does matter. Okay, thanks for tuning in. Have a wonderful weekend. Cheers.